Hi, Clayton. We know the special teams value you've accomplished throughout the first few years of your career with the Bengals. Has it been important to you to get defensive snaps over the course of your career? Is that something that's important to you now? And do you feel you've made a case for that to Josh Boyer and to Coach Flores over the last few weeks?
Well, yeah, any way I can help out the team, if it's on special teams, defense, wherever I can help, get us in a position to win games, that's where I want to be. So if I can, help this team on defense and teams, wherever I can fit in is what I'm trying to do. So defensively, yeah, that's a huge part of the game. So it's important to me.
Joe?
Hey, Clayton, it's nice to meet you. I think you had an interception in the last scrimmage. If I have that right, can you tell me what you remember about the situation in the play?
Yeah, you're right. It did have an interception in the scrimmage. I was post high safety there. I was just able to get a good read off of the quarterback, go up in the air, high point the ball, and defensively our job's to get the ball back for our offense or score in our case. So that was a big play, got us off the field and kept us moving defensively.
Omar?
Clayton, there's so many ways to earn a role on this defense, considering how many different schemes that they have. What, in your opinion, is the best way to sort of get noticed by this coaching staff?
Just to win your matchups. Like you said, there's a lot of ways to fit in because it's a very, it's a match defense. So it's just to go out there and win your one-on-ones, do your part. And that's what's huge on these. You have to understand the entire scheme and, work to your help, use your leverage and, be accountable.
Joe?
So in a spelling bee, who would be correctly answered more, Fejedelem or Igbenogany?
I would say Fejedelem. Once you realize there's just an E between anything, every letter there, you're pretty good. You're set to go.
Did you? Karras is also. You and Karras are Illinois guys, right?
Yes. Yeah, we went to school together.
Oh, okay. So did you play together? What was he like back then? Did you know him then?
Oh yeah, he's the same guy. He's football through and through. He's got a deep bloodline of football over there in the Karras family. But yeah, he's been a great guy since the moment I transferred to Illinois, and our relationship is going through to where we're at today. Just great friend of mine, great teammate.
Cam?
Hey, Clayton, obviously a lot about this offseason has been different, given the pandemic. I guess what stands out to you as the most unusual or different thing about, preparing for a season this offseason?
You really just have to be a pro. And when I say that, I mean, it's not like anyone's breathing down your neck in the offseason for you to you have to take care of your business. You have to, get yourself on a routine. You have to make sure that you're doing the proper workouts, working on yourself, which doesn't sound like a big deal because but days they add up. You're down here in the South Florida heat, but you really have to take care of yourself, take care of your nutrition, and be on top of it yourself, which, when you're at the facility, you have a lot of those moving pieces taken care of for you. So this year it was a little different in, you're responsible for everything, your training, your nutrition, the whole 9 yards. So take care of your own business and staying on top of it was probably the most difficult from just a league-wide instance. And we'll see coming here week one who stayed on top of it.
Hal?
Hi, Clayton. I'm wondering if you could take us through the process of you joining the Miami Dolphins and why you're in Miami.
Well, I'm here because, I really feel everything that Miami's doing. I had the option to come down here, and I just loved what Coach Flo and what they were building down here. It's also not too bad to move down to the South Florida area.
Omar?
Clayton, can you go through the concept of making sure a strong safety hits his run fits? Like, what is the biggest challenge of that?
What do you mean as far as run?
Run fits, your responsibility hitting the gaps as a safety, assignment football?
Well, as a safety, the D line, if they miss a tackle, linebackers can clean that up. Linebackers miss some, the safeties can clean it up. Safeties, we have to be gap sound, and we need great angles, and you need to be able to get someone on the ground. You know, we miss a tackle, or we don't make that play, or we don't fit that gap correctly. You know, it's not a first down change. It's a scoreboard change. So it's, you know, judgment day 365 when you're in the back end, and you have to be on top of your assignments.
Travis?
Hey, Clayton, I want to go back to something you said earlier about kind of the self-accountability you had to have this offseason. We've heard Coach Flores talk all the time about he wants guys that love football, guys that it's important to him. I want to just kind of get your take on how you've noticed that atmosphere around here at Dolphins facility, and just, is it kind of prevalent across the football team?
It really is. The guys here are here for a reason. We have a very young staff. It's not only that, you know, football is a job for here. Football is a lot of our lives, our passions. And I mean, if you're not accountable and if you're not willing to do whatever it takes here, this isn't the building for you, because right here, you know, we're building towards something special.
Barry?
Clayton, before you signed here, did either Flores or Boyer or Greer or Danny Crossman reach out to you? What did they tell you if they did? And was the idea of needing a skilled special teams player part of that discussion if they did reach out to you?
With all the COVID going on, it was definitely it was my first free agency, and it was a different one at that. I mean, travel restrictions, all those kind of things. So there wasn't a lot of communication. But the system that Danny Crossman runs here is similar to what I ran the last 4 years, and it was a good transition.
We got time for one more. We'll go to Joe.
So I got this story from the Chicago Tribune that they wrote when you were at Illinois. It was kind of interesting. It said you were 103 pounds as a high school freshman, and that you went to NAIA St. Xavier in Chicago. Honestly, I'm not familiar with that school. I mean, how would you describe your journey, and like how likely it would be that you end up, you know, here in the NFL?
Well, if you're just looking at it from a numbers standpoint, it's not very likely that anyone winds up in the NFL. But yeah, when I actually entered high school, I was smaller than that. I was in the upper 90s going in, but by the time that second semester came around for wrestling, I was 5'2", 103 pounds. So a little bit of a transition. I hit all my growth spurt there the late end of my really sophomore, junior year was when I hit my major growth spurt. But that was a factor in why I didn't get many looks going into D1 college. I started NAIA. We won a national championship there at St. Xavier, which is in Chicago. And then if I wanted to play on Sundays, I knew that I had to get to the bigger screen. Played in the Big Ten. It was a great transition, and I was lucky enough to get drafted, and here we are today.